long-winded, running through this life like it was mine. Never settling, but setting every goal high. 1,000 burpees on the path to my own destruction or success. But what is a mistake without the lesson? See, the best teacher in life is your own experience. None of us know who we are until we fail. They say every man is defined by his reaction to any given situation. Well, who would you want to define you? Someone else or yourself?
My name is Julian Lane. I'm from Mansfield, Ohio. And I'm fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm currently fighting in the lightweight division for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. When I was a kid, I always had a love for fighting, so I started wrestling. I didn't have really a gym around the area to train. Actually, I like to box. We would get the gloves together, and everybody in the neighborhood would meet up, and we'd all box each other out in the neighborhood. And there weren't really any gyms in my area that I knew about. And I was just a kid at the time. So my mom, put me into wrestling, and I started out wrestling, and that's how I became a mixed martial arts fighter. And I fell in love with that. And then after a while, I started getting introduced to other types of combat sports, and bare knuckle fighting was one of them. I started bare knuckle fighting a couple years ago, and I fell in love with it ever since, man. But as for my first fight, it was probably in around 2008 when my first fight. So probably like 11 years ago was my first actual combat fight that I've ever had. Yeah. I remember the first time I stepped into the cage. It was a crazy feeling, man. Your adrenaline's going, you got a crowd. It's pressure, a lot of pressure, especially being your first fight. You don't know what to expect. And not only was it my first fight, but I was the first fight of the night, so I wasn't able to check out and scope it out, and see what it was about. I just kind of jumped straight in there. And it was a fun experience. It was an exhausting experience because I knew nothing about fight training. I pretty much just bought a heavy bag and hung it in my dad's garage and started training in my backyard, man. And then I booked my very first fight. They hit me up and called me in, and I actually fought a weight class that was a lot bigger than myself. And because I didn't have a scale either, so I just made up a weight. I was like, yeah, I'm 185 pounds. I thought I was at the moment, but I was actually pretty light. I was probably in the 170 range. And it was a wild experience, man.
And it's tough. It's not easy because the guy is aggressive. He's aggressive, and I'm trying to teach him to be a smarter fighter. Fighting is like it's like a mystery. You have to figure out what you're good at, and you have to know how to use that to your highest potential. It's all about performance and results, and that's what we. It's not easy. You never know what can happen in a fight. You never know. So that's why Manuel Story said, "You'd rather be prepared than be sorry." So we do everything we can to prepare for a fight.
I met Coach John, I would say in 2014. It was a couple years after my first season on Ultimate Fighter. I came out here to Vegas. My dad lives here, so I'm always out here visiting. And I came to the gym, and I was training with John. He told me one of the guys at the gym, he just randomly spoke to me and said, "Hey, one of the guys at the gym needs a sparring partner. would you want to, spar the guy? And I was like, all right, that's cool. He's like, yeah, because he keeps knocking out his sparring partners. I like that kind of stuff, man. I want somebody that's better than me, that's gonna beat my ass every day in the gym and get me better. So, yeah, I started sparring a guy by the name of Anvar. He's in Glory Kickboxing, and after that, man, after John, see my potential and how much I like to fight and what it means to me, we just became good friends, and ever since then, now I come to Las Vegas to do all my fight camps. I travel all the way from Ohio, and yeah, man, it's one of the best things that has happened for my career, man.
There you go. There you go. My weight was good today. This morning, I left the gym at like 167.5. I still got over 3 weeks, so I'm already done. 20 pounds.
Yikes.
Hey, so yeah, we good, man.
That's fucking insane.
I feel great though. I'm a little like sluggish, I'm a little sleepy. But that's it. Twice a day, do that to you, though. Misconception with fighters. You have to earn everything that you got. That's the number one key to be successful, because then you understand how hard you work for it. That's the foundation of hard work and success. There's no shortcut to that success. I had to figure out how to feed my family, how to go train 3 times a day, how to pay for everything I got, and that makes you think really hard. But all these guys, they think everything is free. It's not free. It's not free. That's like, that's a misconception. A lot of these guys think it's fucking free. It's not free. You have to earn your right. Unless you're sponsored and you're sponsored by, you're given a silver spoon to you, silver plate, and you're eating whatever you want, go train whatever you want. Don't get that wrong, guys. To me, these guys, they make too much excuses. That's what it is, and they have misconception of what a true fighter is. Go live in another country, all right, like Manny Pacquiao, or in Russia or China, where they don't feed you anything. Nothing's for free. You have to literally go out there on your own, go farm or some shit. Go sell yourself so you can pay for training, or if you have the ability, if you're really, really good and nobody can beat you, then prove it. But I'm telling you, go to a different country, put yourself in that environment, and you know exactly that this guy is getting it so easy and making every excuses, making all this misconcept about training, not training hard.
Ain't no game, baby. This is motherfucking life. For me, this ain't no game. This is life or death, bro. This is fucking live or you die, man. This is either you make it or you suffer. You know what I mean? Ain't no game when it comes to this shit for me, bro. The games are over. I played those games for 10 years. And now ain't no more games, man. I'm serious about this shit. You know what I mean? Think it's a game? Get your fucking face broke. This bare knuckle, man. I got titanium jaw, bro. Thought it was a game. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no game, man. But even that didn't break me, bro. you can cut my head off, bro. I'll stitch it on and still want to jump back in there. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I do. I fight God's hardest battles, man. I'm his most fierce warrior, bro. So give me your best. Give me your best, man.
Biggest sacrifice I made for the sport is, leaving home, going 2,000 miles away from home for my training camps, and leaving my 3 daughters back home, and not being around them for 8 weeks at a time, and just putting in the hard work, man, the blood, sweat, and tears every day in the gym, man, and just praying and keeping the faith that everything is gonna happen correctly, man. All my preparation is gonna prepare me for the win. It puts a lot of pressure on you, just because you got to make that sacrifice, and you're losing time with your family, so you want every second to count and be worth it, man. So my biggest sacrifice would be leaving my daughters back home to get ready for fights.
Yeah, so it's October 2nd. We're about 17 days out from the fight. I went for a run this morning, and I got home, man, and I took a piss, and I had blood in my urine, so we're gonna go get it checked out by the doctor, man, because it could be something serious. Hope nothing's wrong with my kidneys or anything like that, man. I'm already down 20 pounds, from 3 weeks ago, and I still gotta lose another 10, 11 pounds for the fight, so just gonna be safe about it, man. Go get checked out by the doctor, man. Make sure everything's all right. So we just saw the doctor, man, got the results, and he said my everything's good. Maybe just drink a little bit more water. Because I've been working out a lot, and I've lost quite a few pounds. So he's just saying, the more I work out, the more water I need to be drinking, and I just need to up my water intake. That's all, man. So everything's good to go. Nothing wrong with my urine, nothing in my blood. My kidneys are good. So, hey, back to training, man. And October 19th, I'm coming for you guys, man.
What's up, y'all? This is Mike Waters. We're live at Phase 1 Sports here in Las Vegas. So if you don't know, Phase 1 is the premier spot for athletes, all different sports. When it comes to training, preparing mentally, physically, and recovery, this is what we do here at Phase 1. So today, we're going right into that cryotherapy, 3-minute freeze, basically to make sure he is fully recovered and ready, because we got 2 weeks, and it's showtime, baby. 2 weeks, we on that pay-per-view, and you know what time it is. Bare Knuckle. Let's go.
Woo, it's about to freeze me.
Oh no. Perfect. Like, hey, what's his name? He said my balls was hot.
So a lot of people aren't familiar with the science or the technology behind cryo. The simplified version is it's a modern day ice bath. That's kind of one of the ways I like to describe to people. However, what it's doing exactly, when your body temperature drops, all the blood from your muscle basically pulls away from your muscle and goes into your organs. So your organs, basically it's doing that as a survival technique to basically keep your body alive. So what happens is where your organs are, your heart is where all your oxygenated blood is, your nutrient-rich blood is. So since all that blood is pooling to those organs, it's now becoming oxygenated and nutrient-rich. The second thing that's happening, by the temperature dropping, your muscle is now being attacked in any areas that have inflammation, any soreness, anything like that, just from the ice or from the drop in the temperature. So once you step out of the machine, instantly your blood starts to flow, and now your muscles are filled with oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich blood, and that's what gives you that overall recovery feeling and basically prepares you for your next training session, your next fight, battle, whatever you got coming up.